Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
TFG Football is an IVM production, and you can also check out their other awesome shows like Geek Fruit with fellow and television geeks Tejas, Jishnu and Dinkar as they discuss the world of science fiction and nerd culture.
You're listening to TFG Football.
What's up, everyone? And this is yet another episode of the TFG Indian Football Podcast. Joining me, as usual and always, Kevin, joining me in the studio, and Chiranjeev joining us via phone call. Now, before we jump into the Federation Cup matches, talking about yesterday's games, and then today, previewing today's matches, there has been news that, Mukul Mudgal has been appointed as the FIFA governance committee chairman. And he was also, I think that fits in well because when we were reading about him, we also got to know that he was part of the committee that governed and looked over the, a lot of match fixing that happened in IPL, and the teams were suspended. Rajasthan
they
and
investigated,
Chennai.
Not governed and looked over as match fixing. They investigated the match fixing.
Well, and I think this is the highest position that an Indian is holding in FIFA. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great thing for us. Hope he continues doing the right things as he's been doing. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, and hopefully he does good something. The rightest thing about ISL as well, and the merger.
You never know. Probably that is the key. That is why he's there.
Now we require such
maybe
people.
Or maybe not. We'll soon find out. But this is a good step. We know that he's righteous because he took some tough decisions in IPL.
Yeah.
And because of that, 2 franchises got suspended, and if he can do that. To hold up what is right in IPL. He should do that in Indian football as well.
Yeah,
Correct.
absolutely.
Correct.
The other one, moving ahead, is that many Indian coaches have now been picked up by foreign clubs, which is pretty interesting. Chiranjeev, please mention those names.
Yeah. Well, Indians are going all over the place in world
They're not just
football.
FIFA.
Not just FIFA. This is not very far from home. This is in Bangladesh. So Syed Naimuddin, he has been going out and coaching in Bangladesh for a while now. Syed Naimuddin, former Indian international player, became a very first-rated coach. And he coached East Bengal, Mohun Bagan, many prominent clubs in India, even coached the Indian national team. So he was coaching Brothers Union, I think, last season in Bangladesh Premier League, and they were about to get relegated. They had started that bad. It was a Churchill Brothers-like situation, okay? And he went there, and he changed everything, and they finished 4th in the league. The team made a remarkable recovery. So then he became a really hot, sought-after coach in Bangladesh, and now Mohammedan Sporting of Bangladesh, not the Mohammedan Sporting in India. They have picked him up. They have made him their head coach, and so he will be, starting over there. And I'm pretty sure, Sheikh Jamal Dhanmondi and Sheikh Russell, all these big clubs will have some tough competition coming from Mohammedan next season. But Brothers Union were like, okay, we need a good strategian like him. And guess who they picked up? Subrata Bhattacharya.
Great.
Our very own Babluda. And he again has coached for a long time. He was also a very intelligent and one of the most prominent players to have played for the national team. And he's been successful as a coach. As long as he was there, I think multiple league titles he won for Mohun Bagan. A lot of trophy success wherever he has coached, and at different levels. Like, he has coached across divisions. So, he's going to Brothers Union now. So next season, Bangladesh Premier League will have 2 Indian coaches.
Head to head.
And and this is coming at a very nice time, right? Because we are suddenly looking at a situation where ISL will not have any Indian head coach, and they will maybe even after merger they will keep doing that. So if they are not, seeing the value in our coaches, maybe some other leagues in other countries will see it.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing because with I-League clubs dying and ISL teams just hiring foreigners, the number of jobs are getting less for our coaches at the highest level.
Yeah.
So it's time everybody starts considering a position abroad as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good exposure for the coaches as well. I mean, it's a good good remark on their sheet of resume, or just one more, feather on their cap.
So, is this the first time that Indian coach has been coaching?
No. Indian coaches have been going to different countries like Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Malaysia. I think we have seen some good examples of Indian coaches going out there and taking responsibilities at different clubs. But I don't think any foreign league, top division league, has had 2 Indian coaches in the same season before. I can't recall. May have happened a long time ago, but this is the first instance that I can think of. So that's something.
Yeah. That's something also probably the fans over there to look forward to. Well, moving ahead, now we come back to our beloved Federation Cup that's going on, and what a day it was yesterday. I mean, I think we should just skip over always when we preview, and if DSK is involved, let's just underestimate them and then they come back and slap us with that amazing matches. I'm pretty sure Dave Rogers is listening to us, and then he's like, okay, let's show them what we are worth of. You all don't even spend a minute talking about us.
I think he just played the podcast to every player.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, do you see they didn't even talk about us for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
They don't think we have a single chance.
Yeah.
Let's show them.
Yeah. I mean, I think we should continue to do this because it's motivating them.
Yeah.
I mean, jokes aside, what a match. I mean, they contained BFC like nothing. And I think the positive part, before I get both of you into discussion, is it was great to see Subrata Paul back in the net where he deserves to be.
Yeah.
That's his place. He owns that place, the Spider-Man. I mean, he's amazing. I think that was one that pumped up the DSK team. Once again, we saw that spirit and confidence back in. And of course, their players did a great job to keep BFC at bay and, go ahead and score on those 2 goals. Amazing. One was a penalty. There was again a penalty in Federation Cup. I think we should do a story after that gets over the number of penalties that has been given in this cup tournament. Now I'll get in Chiranjit. Chiranjit, what do you have to say? Where did BFC go wrong?
Well, they started off well with a lot of possession, and I think they were controlling the game well, but they just never recovered. That first goal that went in. Juan Cuero, pretty good, conversion. They just tried their hardest, but when DSK Shivajians just came out and scored, sometimes against the run of play, it was just a couple of great moves and moments that mattered in the end. So they could not, and I think a little bit of fatigue was there for BFC. Sort of affected their ability to convert chances and really just be effective in the final third. And obviously, DSK defense was boosted a lot.
Yeah.
I think Jerry played one of the best games of the season so far, and they basically DSK came in with the zeal that okay, this is our lowest point.
Yeah.
We have just suffered back-to-back bad defeats. We are playing the Federation Cup for the first time and everybody is just taking us for granted. We have had our most valuable player, but Paul, who just got caught in a dope test. Yeah. Okay, we got him back. So that's a good thing. That's very significant because maybe, the second sample or whatever is being done on that front is looking positive for him. Otherwise, he wouldn't just come back.
Yeah.
Right. So all of that, added up into this one game where they just wanted to prove themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
And BFC just caught it. I mean, enough chances were created.
Yeah.
Okay, for BFC. It was just one of those days where they could not convert them.
Kevin, your take on the match?
Positive news, obviously, changes your mentality to the approach of the game. Subrata Paul was the most experienced player in the lineup, and he was also given the captain's armband. It really makes a difference who leads on the field, and it makes a statement from the club as well. When you stand by a player in his difficult, it's a testing time for the club and the player, because it's not just his personal loss over here that he's been, in this mess, all of it.
Yeah.
So. Yes, the backline was boosted, and they were being clinical. You get one chance. The penalty was deservingly given to DSK. They converted. Juan Cuero was, like he's been in every game.
Yeah.
The leader.
Yeah.
He controls the game. He switches flanks. He gets the ball from the left to the middle, and that's what he did. And the free kick that went in.
I was just coming to that. What a free kick
that's
was.
defying physics. I don't understand.
I don't know.
So you're just trying to understand whether the ball was placed wrong, whether the keeper's position was not correct. It was, it was an act of brilliance.
Yeah.
You spot there is a slight gap between the keeper and your post, and he exploited that.
Yeah.
And the way the ball went in, it was just above the wall, and it was more flat. It was not a dipping free kick.
Yeah.
All power in that, precision
and
to
it felt
perfection.
And it felt like he just took a remote and he paused the moment, and the only thing that moved was his leg that hit the ball and the ball going to the net. Because nothing was moved after that.
I'm telling you, this is not easy to do.
Yeah.
Even if you just say the ball will not jump, you still have to get the ball over and above, and then dip it again.
Yeah.
It was not dip. I'm trying to understand how did he imagine that he would put the ball in the back of the net, but it is an act of brilliance that you have to give it to Cuero, and it is one of those nights when one team has the luck. The other team will not be able to get the ball in the back of the net, and that's what you can't say BFC failed at. It just wasn't their day.
Yeah. About talking about the free kick also, this few hours before, I was just going through a few matches, like old clips of David Beckham taking his free kicks. And the first one I watched was against Greece. I mean, the very much wanted goal. He had to score to take them into the World Cup, and he scored from a free kick which was probably not an angle placed like Cuero, but it was somewhat similar, and that's exactly what happened. Everything was frozen. He just above the wall got proper net, and I was like, and then I watched this. I was like, are you kidding me? This man is crazy. I mean, that was amazing. It's so good to see players like them, and then it just boosts the team's morale. I mean, one that we've been saying, that Subrata Paul coming in, and just like Kevin, you made a brilliant point that yes, where the team and the club showed the trust, giving him the armband, it means a lot even as a player for him. He was not sidelined. Even once the news came in that he's available to play, they made sure that he plays, and he's back in the net, making sure he's the captain, and he
did bring out some brilliant saves.
Yeah.
Again, coming back to the point that BFC were bad. No, not at all.
They were just good.
Yeah. TSK, it was their night.
Yeah.
It was their evening, whatever.
Yeah, the good.
It was their, 30 plus degree humid, fatiguing afternoon.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah, that's
it
what I
was
wanted to say.
stupid the way they were playing. I hope we never do this again. Never put the players in this condition.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
They should have a celebrity match or officials match playing at the same condition that the players have been put into.
Yeah.
Then they'll realize.
You know what? They have this 30-minute in. They have this compulsory drink break now. They just stop the game and players go for a drink.
Yeah.
I think they should have a jacuzzi also. By the sideline, players can go and take a dip and come out.
Yeah. The referee has to lead.
Yeah, some ice water over there so that the players can get some life back into them.
Or maybe not jacuzzi.
It looks ridiculous now.
Or maybe the physicians who are there at the sideline ready to run, they just should have a bucket or water and just splash it on them
So there
while
was-
taking the drinks
Ice
break.
bucket challenge,
Yeah.
30 minutes in.
Absolutely.
So there was also this thought that it came to my mind as we were talking about this break. We implemented this in one of our local practice games. So what we did instead of playing 2 halves, we played 4 quarters. That again comes back. That is also some
No,
idea. It's just-
ISL will do that.
Yeah.
That kind of shit ISL does, okay?
Yeah. They'll even probably some will forget the match is still there and they might just go off the field. You never know.
Yeah.
Well, the other game, this match was a great game, and then came Mohun Bagan and Shillong, which all we were waiting for. I mean, it would have been a great game. Okay, and then DSK just lifted the standards. You're like, okay, now this match should be the one to watch. And I don't know what plan this was of Mohun Bagan, whether it was A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I don't know what Chiranjit was mentioning back then. They just helped them and they helped the others as well. That's how they were very kind in this game. 5 minutes into the match and there was like 1-1. And then I'm looking at the time. I was like, I wonder it was 60th minute or something, because that's how you feel, there are more goals coming in, so probably the time has been. Then I say it is just 26 minutes and the score is 2-1. I'm like, what is going on? What a drama. What was that? I mean, I missed the Pritam Kotal goal, but I heard that it was an amazing goal, but hey, it was an own goal. So yeah. Chiranjit, what was happening out there?
Yeah, so I think this is the second time Shillong Legend got boosted by an own goal.
Yeah.
When Bengaluru FC match had an own goal, right? So, yeah.
No,
I
that
think
Shillong gave
Shillong-
it. Shillong gave it.
Oh, Shillong gave
Yeah.
Bengaluru a goal.
Yeah,
an own goal.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So it
Airborne
was the other
Konji
way
scored
around.
it. So they got
So-
it back.
oh,
It just
okay.
came back.
Okay, so yeah, so then Shillong Legend got some, the universe restored
Yeah.
the balance.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, that was an unfortunate piece of action from Pritam Kotal. He's one of the best defenders we have. So bad day, but the rest of the game it was brilliant. Okay, and this is one of the things which gives me hope about Mohun Bagan now is that you started and the first 3 minutes when you get a own goal and they still kept going.
Yeah.
Their spirit was not dampened at all. They got the first goal back. Then not long after,
Node
they got the
comes in.
second goal
Yeah.
through Sonny Node's free kick.
Yeah.
And whenever you get a free kick from that range and Sonny Node is going up there, you're like, jayega, ab jayega. And it just put it straight in. There was nothing Vishal Kait could do. There was nothing anybody could
excellent.
do.
Just excellent.
Yeah.
No chance for anybody to save that. It's again an act of brilliance, and Node has proved it time and again that he can do that again and again.
That's
Yeah,
what he's,
he's going to do something like that.
Yeah.
It's not like he takes the free kicks differently every time. It's that spot. He's going to target one corner. He's going to have that slight curve. You know exactly what he's going to do. Still, you can't stop it. That's the magic of him. And obviously, things continued from there. Shillong Lajong were trying hard. Again, it was happening exactly as I said. The midfield was for Shillong Lajong to control. Throughout the game. They were making runs down the middle. That's how they got that second goal after Mohun Bagan had gone 3-1 up. And, Sanjay Sen had to make a decision.
yeah.
He had to decide whether he was going to keep attacking and hope for a fourth goal, or he was going to just hanker down and defend. So that's what he did. He just took out Balwant, who played well but did not get a goal. Sad for him. He took out Balwant and put in Bikramjit. And suddenly there was one extra man in the midfield. And JJ was playing thoda withdrawn. So Duffy was the only target man at that point in time. So, that's what happened. They just hunkered down and that's when they looked stable. So, Mohun Bagan still does not have that strong midfield which may give them trouble in the semi-finals or against Bengaluru FC. But this time, whatever match they applied just got right enough so that they got the 3 points. And they just have to be careful going into the next game.
Yeah. Now this makes it interesting between it opens up now. Bagan we know for sure they are in the semis.
Not yet. There is a slight outside chance that DSK can make it through.
But Bagan, I think they've won both the matches, right? So they can easily go through.
See, if DSK to go into the semi-finals, they have to beat Shillong Lajong, and Mohun Bagan cannot lose to Bengaluru FC. Okay, then DSK go through and Mohun Bagan go through. If DSK beat Shillong Lajong 4-0 and Bengaluru FC beat Mohun Bagan 4-0, then Bengaluru and Mohun Bagan go through. Okay, if Mohun Bagan lose to Bengaluru FC by some margin, then, oh shit, even if Bengaluru FC beat Mohun Bagan, they will have to wait for DSK to lose to Shillong Lajong, because if DSK win the next match, they are ahead of Bengaluru FC in head-to-head. So DSK are actually up ahead. You know, they have an advantage here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For the second team to go ahead, to go through.
Yeah,
because
so just imagine the situation. Bengaluru FC will now have to, pray that DSK don't win in order to get through. They are not in a good position now. Just one result and what can change in a cup tournament like this?
Exactly, it's going to be a crazy stuff.
I'm feeling bad for Shillong Lajong. 2 games, 3-2, 3-2. On the losing side, in spite of playing, not really that bad. His scoreline doesn't show that the game was that close, but it was, against Mohun Bagan as well. The shots on target, if you see, it was very close. It wasn't a one-sided game, at least if you compare the side. And even the possession with Lajong, whenever they were controlling the ball. It wasn't that they were losing it too easily. Mohun Bagan are stronger. They are known for their speed. Nowadays, when he has the ball, he can just skip past players. That is the strength. But starting under 22 players still, that again says that this team is not here for making those, this big trophy challenges. They are here to get the exposure to this young side. And they've done it well. But see, Kaith has been good overall. Yesterday, he made some, silly mistakes. So that cost them the game. The own goal, we can just keep that aside. Okay, just if that goal never happened. There was one instance in the first half where the ball just refused to go in. It hit the crossbar or it hit the upright. So that could have been, again, a position where Mohun Bagan start to falter. But it wasn't to be. That goal didn't come in the first half. So second half was more of Mohun Bagan getting to their strength, and then lower towards the second half of the later part of the second half, Mohun Bagan knew that the lead is there. So again, a goal did come in the 80th minute from Kinowaki, but it's a little too late. So I'm not taking anything bad from this result. It's just that this team really needs a little more experience to get this slight. Those couple of chances where that can make a difference. Yeah,
these high pressured matches especially. Now let's move ahead.
That's the difference you have between a relatively good performance in the league over a long period of time and a short fight tournament like this, when one match, one result can define everything.
Well, let's move on to another set of matches that we have today. Now, the other group that are going to play is Churchill play Chennai and Aizawl play East Bengal. But I think Churchill plays Chennai first. It's the first match at 4 p.m. So we talk about that first. And how does this look like, Kevin? Churchill versus Chennai.
Churchill have just a tiny bit of a chance to make that second position, but they'll have to wait for Aizawl to beat East Bengal. And that also means that Churchill just cannot win. They need to win with a big margin because they're already in negative goal difference. So even if you consider head-to-head, it was, I think, a 1-all game between East Bengal and Churchill. So it'll make a difference over there. So you consider Churchill almost out of this. It's just, it's difficult for them not to be able to get past Chennai. They will be. And you might even expect them to score like 2 or 3 goals.
But East then Bengal, again, this all depends on the later match.
Even if you win big, you have to depend on East Bengal's result, which is going to be an upper hand for East Bengal because they are facing a side which is already qualified. So Aizawl will not really play their best. They'll have to use the second string side, rest the key players. So it's again advantage East Bengal here.
Okay. But Chiranjeev, do you think Aizawl is going to do that? Something what Mohun Bagan does?
Yeah, they will try to secure, at least a point here because they don't want to get rid of the good that they have so far. So yeah, they want to go into the they're defending finalists and they want to go into semifinals with some pride over there, and they will also want to finish first so that they get to see whoever is second in that group. And we have a potential Kolkata derby in the semi-final brewing here, so it will be pretty interesting either way. Either Mohun Bagan face Aizawl FC or East Bengal. I think I don't really see Churchill Brothers getting much of a chance here. I mean, they will win, but I think East Bengal will push through. Something is telling me I want to see East Bengal and Aizawl FC go through from this group and really make an impact. But yeah, it's still wide open. If Churchill Brothers win and East Bengal lose, somehow Aizawl FC get the win again, then what is it? It's Aizawl and Churchill in the semi-finals, right?
Yeah.
East Bengal just need a point to go through. So even if the draw is good enough,
they will just quite good enough. But yeah, that's where the whole situation goes out. I think Aizawl FC will try to relax and rest some of their players.
They will need to, because they've seen fatigue, getting to players. So they really don't want this match to be a spoiler for the next semi-final.
Yeah, semi-final. That's become the biggest issue, and it will be an issue in the Mohun Bagan versus Bengaluru FC game as well. Whether what kind of approach they come into the game with. So that's basically how it will be like. That's why I sort of put East Bengal ahead, because they are coming into it with something to lose. Whereas Aizawl FC already are sitting pretty in the semi-final. So that's how I think it will go down. Maybe East Bengal get a 1-goal win or something like that. There's no need to judge Aizawl from this game at all.
Yep. Well, another set of interesting matches coming your way, and that's all for today's show. If you enjoy the show, let us know. You can comment on our YouTube channel below. Let the comments keep coming in, and like, share, subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon so you get update of our new episodes. You can also listen to our show on Audioboom, SoundCloud, iTunes, and the rest of the podcasting apps. Also download the IVM podcast app on Android and iOS. We are also on Twitter. You can talk to us directly. Boza_Kevin, Chiranjeev Toja, Suju Matthew 94. Follow the TFG Football Twitter handle to keep yourself updated, because we also do commentary over from there. I'll give you the live updates of the matches, and enjoy the game. They have some crazy matches coming up your way. We'll come back to you tomorrow because we're a daily show. We'll talk about more about what's happening in football. Now, if you want to read about all of these that we spoke about, you can check it out on our website, thefangarage.com. Have a great day, folks. Cheers.
एक्सक्यूज मी भैया, एक्सक्यूज मी।
बोलिए मैडम।
मेन्यू में क्या है?
मेन्यू में सीन अनसीन है, पॉडकास्ट है, ऑन कोर्स है, साइरस है, मेड इन इंडिया, रीडिस्कवरी प्रोजेक्ट, एम्पावरिंग सीरीज, सेक्स वैक्स है, IVM लाइक्स है, सिंप्लीफाइड है, कीपिंग इट क्वियर है, ड्रिंक्स एंड डेस्टिनेशंस है, माय नेबर जकरबर्ग है और द फैन गराज है। आपको क्या चाहिए?
एक बार रिपीट कर देंगे क्या?
रिपीट नहीं करता हम। आप जाओ IVMpodcast.com पे और सुनो ये सब, या फिर डाउनलोड करो उनका ऐप, सब आपकी उंगलियों पे।